ISUPK.
What the brother bringing out is real good, and the problem with that verse, when we read that verse to y'all, read that verse again, verse 10 again, read that.
Come. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thy enemy.
When y'all hear the word enemy, you never think of the real enemy that exists in the Black and Hispanic community. What you look at as the enemy is the person that you see every day. The person that you see every day is deemed as your enemy because y'all don't look at y'all having the same fight. The same poverty that your neighbor's having is the poverty that you having. Right. The same drug addiction that you having is the same addiction that your neighbor's having. But because you don't see the one that's putting you in poverty, you don't see the white man as your enemy. Because you don't see the one that's putting the drugs in your neighborhood, you don't see them as your enemy. Because you don't see the one that's murdering and killing you every day, you don't see them as your enemy. So when it says, never trust thy enemy, you thinking of the cat that lived next door to you. You're thinking of the cat that you're having problems with every day. You're not thinking about the real enemy. And you know why? Because blacks and Hispanics suffer from Stockholm syndrome. Does anybody know what Stockholm Syndrome means? I'm gonna have them read it for y'all real fast. I want you to read Stockholm Syndrome. Hold that for a second. You're gonna read Stockholm Syndrome right there. Can you see it fine? Come on, please read. This is the definition of Stockholm Syndrome. Read this, please.
Stockholm Syndrome has been defined as a condition in which hostages develop a psychological alliance with their captors.
With their who?
With their captors.
So as we just read, Stockholm Syndrome is when hostages develop an alliance with their captors. Now, who captured you and brought you over here in chains in slavery? Was it a person that loved you, or was it the captors? You didn't come over here on no goddamn cruise ship. When you came over here in America, you did not be on top of the boat doing the shuffleboard. You didn't drink no Mai Tais. You was in the bow of the ship when you came over here. But now in 2020, you develop an alliance with the same man that murdered you. With the same man that, just imagine, when we talk about them slave ships, I bring this out all the time. When we talk about them slave ships, imagine being in the bottom of the ship for a year and a half. And as a woman, for that whole year and a half, every time she goes on her period or her flower, they're not letting her go to the bathroom. They're not giving her Kotex. They're not giving her maxi pads with wings or nothing like that. Right. So that blood is dripping right down her leg, next to the person right next to her. When a brother or sister gotta go to the bathroom, if they gotta defecate, they don't let them go to the bathroom and defecate. They're taking that shit right there. Excuse my language. So now, as that stench is coming up, as that blood is all over the place, there's no sanitation. You can't even go in the goddamn store without getting your hands sanitized. You gotta put a face mask on. But when they brought us over here and changed, they ain't give a damn about that. They ain't care about the blood, the shit, the piss, your cough, your sick, your ailments. So now you get every disease imaginable. But y'all celebrate the 4th of July. Y'all celebrate Memorial Day. When your ancestors came over here in the worst conditions imaginable. What Cantazar brought out earlier, when they took the Taino Indians, when they brought them over to Spain in slavery, they took 1,100 over there. And 800 of them died on the bottom of that ship. And the white man said, that's good business. But today, y'all develop, what it say they do? Read that again?
Stockholm Syndrome has been defined as a condition in which hostages develop a psychological alliance with their captors during captivity. Emotional bonds.
Emotional what?
Emotional bonds.
So now we become emotionally bound to white people. To where we still looking for the right white president to care for black people. We still looking for the right white mayor. I'm messing up the damn word. The right white governor. The right white councilman. The right white supervisor. You hate your job, but you feel if you got the right white supervisor, it'll be better for you.
Right.
Donald Trump is looked at as the worst president ever. When Thomas Jefferson had slaves. George Washington had slaves.
Right.
Ronald Reagan brought the damn crack that you're smoking today. He brought that to you. Nixon and them brought the drugs to you. There ain't a president alive that has ever cared for blacks and Hispanics. Y'all know that goddamn Mount Rushmore? You know that belonged to the Native Indians, right? The Native Indians called it the Holy Fathers. And that's why they put Mount Rushmore there. To destroy what the Native Indians had in that piece of rock and put their forefathers there. But you still try to have an alliance with them. Keep reading.
Emotional bonds may be formed between captor and captive.
So now it says emotional bounds may be formed. You know what them emotional bounds come from? Imagine if I have you locked in a cage, in the basement. And every time you try to get up out that basement, I beat the hell out of you. I keep beating you and beating you and beating you every single day for, let's say, 3 months. And then one day, I give you a cookie. I give you just one cookie. That's all I give you. And I don't beat you for that one day. You know what you're gonna fight for every day? That cookie. You're gonna want to do, you're gonna say, what did I do to deserve this cookie from this man that's been beating me so that I can only get the cookie? So in the 1800s, they so-called freed the slaves. They so-called freed the slaves, had a whole so-called war that supposedly freed the slaves. That was the cookie that they gave black people. That was the cookie that they gave Hispanics. And so we've been looking for that cookie every single time. So when they kill us on the street, we want that cookie. So now we try to find out, what can I do to get that cookie back? What can I say to the white man to get that cookie back? And then he kills us again. We still looking for another cookie. Because we can't face the simple fact that we should never eat the cookie. That we should always fight. That we should never lose the spirit that God put in you. God did not put a bitch in you. Excuse my language. He did not make a woman of you. He did not make you to be a drug addict, to be a child molested victim, to be a drug dealer, to be the white man's puppet. He made you greater than that.
Right.
He made you to be stronger than that. Give me Ephesians. Wait, hold on. Read some more of that. Read that on.
Emotional bonds may be formed between captor and captives during inmate time together, but these are generally considered irrational in light of the danger or risk endured by the victims.
Now it says, although you develop an emotional attachment, it's looked at as irrational in light of the danger that's in front of you. Why is that important? Give me Ephesians 6 and 10. Why is that important? Because you're fighting to join the white man for 500 years. But for 500 years, all we've ever done is get killed by the very same person we're trying to join.
Right.
You know who fights the white man? Y'all know them Arabs? Them Arabs get respect in America. Even though they have full-out jihad with the white man.
Right.
But the white man respects them. You know why he respects them? Because they fight. They make all the jokes in the world that they throw rocks at the tanks, that they fight, that they strap bombs on their body. And I ain't telling nobody to strap a bomb on your body. But they respect them to where they're not getting racially profiled.
Right.
China right now is in a full economic war with America right now.
Right.
But what Chinese man gets racially profiled?
Right.
What Chinese man driving in his car and when the cops roll behind him wondering about what warrants he got?
Right.
Is he gonna get pulled over? Is this the day they gonna choke his neck out? The Africans, y'all love them goddamn stinking ass Africans. Y'all love them. When do they get racially profiled? Never. But they racially profile you. Africans don't like you. Africans make a clear distinction between the two of y'all. So the only people that's getting racially profiled is the one that's loving them irrationally. It is irrational by their own definition. It is irrational to love white people. It is irrational. You got Ephesians 6? Read that, please.
Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord.
That's what you're supposed to hear. When we out here on these streets, we bringing out who the enemy is, which is the goddamn white man. If you want to make me a liar and say the white man is not my enemy, come and show me something that the white man has done to show his love, to show that he deserves our love. When that so-called Jewish man was getting killed by the Germans, you know how much love America showed the Jewish man? America did a whole world war because they loved the Jewish man. And that wasn't enough, because you might say, well, they did the Civil War for us. They did the Civil War for us, right? When World War II was over, they divided a whole land in half called Palestine and stuck them white people in there. You know why they put the Jewish man in Palestine? Because as long as the Jewish man stayed in Germany, he would be psychologically affected. So they didn't want them to have Stockholm Syndrome. They wanted them to be free from who was oppressing them. So when Civil War was over, what land did they put us in so we wouldn't be psychologically oppressed? Did they give us any land? Did they give us any freedom? Did they put any infringements where every year they giving us millions of dollars like they give the so-called Jew? No, they did not. They called y'all sharecroppers. You went from being slaves to sharecroppers. So now you ain't a slave, but you on the same land, picking the same cotton for the same slave master as a sharecropper. So they just changed your title. That's all. You just got a so-called promotion.
Right.
So you went from being the goddamn stock, you weren't working in stocks no more.
Right.
Now you working in a whole nother department.
Right.
And we gobbled that up.
Right.
The scripture just said, put on the strength of the Lord. Keep going.
And in the power of his might.
Keep going.
Verse 11. Put on the whole armor of God.
To put on armor is when you're defending yourself.
Right.
If you're gonna go fight anybody, when you recognize what the enemy is, you arm yourself the best way possible to fight that enemy. You wanna know how to defeat the white man? Don't love what he loves.
That's right.
The white man loves homosexuality. I mean, he loves, nothing makes the white man more great than to be a homosexual. I remember I was watching this movie called True Lies, came out in the 90s with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And when they was describing a white woman, and you know what they said about that white woman? They said she had an ass like a 12-year-old boy. That's how they described the white woman. Because the white man's a natural homosexual. Nothing. Now, when we become homosexual, look at our neighborhoods.
Right.
How over homosexualized they make our young kids. They make our young girls, making our girls become men and making our men become women. That's not the way we're supposed to be. We're supposed to raise a man to be a man and a woman to be a woman.
Right.
But when we love what the white man love, you support Black Lives Matter.
Right.
Black Lives Matter is designed to get rid of the black man.
Right.
Y'all know we the only race that they say has to come up without the man. The white woman, as much as she wanted her feminism, all she thinks about for her feminism is a job.
Right.
She ain't never wanted the white man to be out of the house. But when they gave us the goddamn feminist movement, every black woman's song was about being independent from you. You can pound on her all night. You can impregnate her, but you can't be in charge of her. What type of sense does that make?
Right.
But you can't make decisions. And then look at the black woman when she left alone. Now, black women want to be the mother and father for Father's Day. Well, let them also be responsible for the problems in the black community too.
That's right.
Let them take that responsibility. You wanted the man out the house, the man been out the house. And look at the kids. Look at them run wild. My daddy would never let a man be a homosexual. He didn't raise me that way. And I'm pretty sure if y'all old enough, your daddy wouldn't either. But then they put drugs on your daddy. When y'all watch the movies, when a white woman wanted to get support, she was allowed to have her husband in the house. When a black woman wants support, that black man can't be in the house. So when that black man is out the house, what child listens to their mother? No disrespect to you women, but y'all are not the authority in a man-woman-child relationship.
That's right.
You're just not. You're not. Whenever you want power, you would always say, I'm gonna tell your daddy. That's what my mama told me. My mama tried to get me to clean that room. It was like we fighting like Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield. But as soon as she say, I'm gonna tell your daddy, oh, I'm cleaning under the bed. I'm getting all the corners, folding the sheets. I'm doing everything because daddy is who I was afraid of. Ain't nobody afraid of mama. Because mama is the nurturer. There's a balance. The mother is the one that's gonna stop daddy. When daddy whooping your ass and it's too much, mama's gonna be the one to stop daddy from killing your ass. Excuse my language. That's gonna be the one to stop. That's the balance. Now, you take either one of them out the way, now the family is in balance. So that daughter never gets to see the interaction between a man and a woman, so she don't know how to pick a man. The son don't see the interaction, so he don't know how to pick a woman. So now you wonder why you got 4 and 5 baby daddies because your daddy wasn't there.
Right.
You wonder why you got 4 and 5 baby mamas because your mama wasn't there. Who destroyed that? Our love to fit in the white man's society destroyed the very fabric of the black household. Don't get me started on no goddamn drugs. Y'all glorify drug dealers. But then you wonder why your daddy ain't in the house. Well, your mama's selling everything she could find to get that crack, to get that dope, to get that heroin. Because y'all love drug dealers. Y'all love all the drug dealers. The famous in New York, Nicky Bars, and y'all love all of them. And they're the reason your house is destroyed.
Right.
Now, who's the ultimate blame? The white man's the ultimate blame. Because the white man, the ones that makes it availability. So it's almost like a trickle down effect. You love the white man so much. The white man got you in such a box so much. It's so hard. Let me tell you something. If we didn't take his drugs, if we didn't take his vices, it still would be hard for black people in America. But you know who we would have? We would have each other.
That's right.
And that's all you need is each other. So when a brother's struggling to get a bill paid, you know what he would do? He would go to his brother. He would go to the neighbors, and the neighbors would gather them all together. You know whose responsibility for that is? The Christian church.
Right.
The Christian church, y'all look up and down, y'all see that steeple there? You're gonna see churches all the way down here, and they're supposed to be the protectors of the village.
That's right.
But you know who the Christian church work for? The white man too.
Right.
So the white man, so that pastor take all your money and feed himself and never feed y'all. This, as big as these churches are, you telling me we got homeless people? When the churches could house the homeless, the churches could feed the homeless, the churches could make it to where nobody ever has to worry about their rent getting paid. Nobody has to worry about a bill getting paid. You know how I know that can happen? Because we do it back here.
Right.
In the Israelite school of UPK, we don't have no homelessness. We don't have nobody that can't pay their rent, that can't eat, that can't do nothing. Because you know what? The minute a brother can't pay his rent, he calls one of us. Right. And we get that money up. Right. We get that food up. If he got a problem in the middle of the night, we are at 3 in the morning riding to wherever he's at, wherever she's at with that problem. That's what you're supposed to do.
That's right.
And you know why we're able to do that? Because we don't love the white man. We love y'all. Y'all way more important than we could ever be. We love y'all so much. You think we want to be out here in this hot? It's hot as hell out here. Right. Y'all, we would rather be somewhere having a drink, chilling, watching a movie, but y'all matter more.
That's right.
And as y'all hear the voice, you should matter more. And then you should love us like we love y'all. That's what Christ was talking about. Christ said the law hinged on 2 things. Love God with all your might, soul, and strength, and love your brother as yourself. That's what we lacking. You wouldn't need no laws after that. You wouldn't need no law about drug dealing because you wouldn't want to get your life messed up, so you ain't going to be a drug dealer. You wouldn't need no law about molesting some child because you wouldn't want to be molested. These laws in this book will fix this whole goddamn nation. Read on, read on.
Ephesians chapter 6, verse 11. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Why is it saying that? It said that ye may be able to stand against the ways or wiles of the devil. You're not going to be able to fight the devil, aka the white man, without serving the Most High.
That's right.
There ain't no gun solution, no money solution, no any solution without putting God first. That's the only that's the only power we got against the devil. Because when you try to fight him, the word devil just means deceiver. So when we say the white man is the devil, we saying he's the #1 deceiver on the face of the planet. He's so goddamn good, y'all pray to him every night. When y'all close your eyes and say, now I'll lay me down to sleep, y'all think of that white guy. That white guy ain't no goddamn Jesus Christ. How a white guy, wait. This is what I don't understand about when y'all think Jesus is white. The white man murdered and killed everything on the face of the planet, except that white guy.
Right.
This the good. This the good white guy right there. That's where the devil at, right? That's what the devil at. So all the white people on the face of the planet, Joe Biden call your kids roaches. Right. Donald Trump want to make America great again. You can't find the other guy, white guy, got his foot on George's neck. We getting murdered left and right. But that white guy, oh, he loves you. Y'all really believe that? That's the ways of the devil. The devil was so good, he convinced you that he could murder you and you could love him at the same time. God would never do that to us. A real God would never tell you to love the man that's murdering you. Would never tell you to turn the other cheek. But you know who he would say to turn the other cheek to? One of your own kind. Your own brother that you got an issue with. He would tell you to do that. Because if you can mend the issues that you got with your brother, then you can see the real enemy. You too busy loving the enemy to know that it's your brother that he's killing. So the enemy that you're trying to love is not only killing you, but it's killing your brother too. And because you ain't got the energy to fight him, it's easy to fight your brother. And that's what we do every single day.
Let nobody tell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. And it works, son.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, so packed, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues for this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good record. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good shepherd. Plus when you in hell, how do you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord?